Very educational, very informative. Anyway, before I ask UBAS, kasi very scant yung information namin about UBAS, bago po ba ito? Sa, How long have you been existing ba? Secretary Jesse ito?
Yes po.
Yeah.
Nagsimula po Secretary Jesse
Bigyan
Robredo.
lang kami ng konting background.
Okay po.
Pardon the ignorance.
Your Honors, the ugnayan ng barangay at simbahan is a tripartite partnership among the church, the ILG, and then the barangay, represented here by our legal president, Atty. Abisamis. It started during the tenure of Secretary Jess, ng secretary namin po siya. Ang intention niya i-engage ang simbahan, it's an interfaith, hindi lang po Catholic Church. Ang nangyari lang that time is that nasimulan po ito ng Catholic Church, pero nag-evolve ang ugnayan, naging interfaith na po siya. So, na-engage natin, ang kakaiba dito sa ugnayan is that na-engage natin ang simbahan in good governance. Meaning, sa mga social issues, na-engage po natin sila, particularly on social protection, etc. etc. So ngayon po, with the trust of the Duterte administration on the fight against illegal drug, i-engage po ang ugnayan ng barangay at simbahan dun sa yung partnership nila on the fight against illegal drug.
Yeah, pero mukhang may disconnect yung Catholic Church sa effort ng PNP, di ba? Dahil may mga apprehension sila as openly expressed during in their pronouncements, di ba? So how would you close the gap between the law enforcement sector and the religious sector?
In fact, Mr. Chairman, many of the archbishops are calling in to give their support to the program against drugs. In fact, there was no mention about extrajudicial killings, but they are opening their churches, chapels all over the country for community-based rehabilitation program. From Davao, Zamboanga, and all over the Visayas and Luzon, the archbishops are so much concerned. So the Ugnaya now is getting stronger and stronger. That's why before the end of the month, the program of Masa Masid, which is an interagency program, mamamayan ayaw sa anomalya, mamamayan ayaw sa illegal na droga, Masa Masid, will be launched. And these are composed of the different barangay organizations, BBIs, barangay-based institutions, the UBAS, lead agency, the ADACs or the anti-drug councils, the BPOCs or the barangay peace and order councils, and the rest of the other NGOs and CSOs operating in the barangays are all involved. In fact, we will try to simulate the way when the surrenderers come into view in a particular barangay, there will be a simulation because there will be a PNP station, there will be a health station, there will be where the surrenderers will go in the process. So the law team will take care.
Rosca, no? I ask permission from the chairman. Are you itong ugnayan with the Catholic Church only?
No. Interfaith. This is interfaith. The Catholic Church is only playing a very crucial role because it is only the church, the Catholic Church. This is being, the structure is so wide. It reaches down to the chapel level in the barangays. So they have
Have there been dialogues already between the law enforcement sector and the religious sector?
Yes.
Nakailan na kayo?
In fact, in our
Kasi
last...
pa yung nababasa natin inakita natin sa media, parang medyo may antagonism. So I want to find out if there have been dialogues held already, at least involving the PNP and the religious sector, or
I will give the example of Cebu Region 7, Mr. Chairman. The Archbishop, the PNP Director, the PDEA Director, all the other members of the communities were all together helping out, plotting out strategies and programs to eliminate drugs. In fact, the Zamboanga group is already calling for
Kasi
it.
Kalagat, sorry to keep on interrupting. No? Does this include our Muslim?
Bishop Ulamas are involved. So all quarters, all religious sectors are getting in. Even the Pentecostalists, they're in also. Everybody is in. And the family, that's why the community-based program will always involve the families. Per record, all those who are using drugs, 90% of them come from dysfunctional families. That's why the families now are being utilized. There will be no successful drug program if families are not involved.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, alam mo, hearing all the statements or the comments of the resource persons, parang ang daling labanan yung illegal drugs. If only we can transform ito mga sinabi natin dito into concrete action, I don't see how we will not succeed. But very quickly lang ito para matapos na ma-dispose ko nitong sa subpoena power. Tanungin ko lang kaya kung tawag ito si
Mr. Chairman.
Joel.
May I recognize?
Yes.
I have,
Very quickly lang.
Okay.
Ano lang, siguro 1 minute. What do you need a subpoena power for?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
the other senators. Good afternoon. I am the director for CIDG PNP, Mr. Chair. And personally, upon assumption of the office, I tried to see some problems on CIDG having no subpoena power. The very reason, Mr. Chair, is that we really need to investigate higher than those street-level investigations. And in the conduct of investigation, we have to tap some agencies into documentary requirements. So, having said so that we need documentary requirements, the use of subpoena power is very necessary, Mr. Chair, so as we can compel submission of documents and attendance of persons whenever need be. That's, I suppose, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. Kaya nga nung binigyan mo ako ng assignment, pinal ko agad yung bill eh. I'd like to hear the legal opinion of DOJ on this matter.
With respect to the subpoena power of CIDG, this matter has been thrown to the DOJ and we made an opinion. Initially, our findings that the CIDG has no subpoena power because it was expressly taken. But I told our Chief State Counsel to further review if we have missed something. Because during the Mamasapan massacre, CIDG has been issuing subpoena left and right to more than 100 individuals, and they complied with the subpoena.
But that's without basis in law.
Well,
They
that's
kept on
why
issuing.
That's why I wanted to have a second look in the initial opinion of our Chief State Counsel.
So just await the submission of your opinion.
Next week it will be finished.
Thank you. Anyway, that's all I want to hear. Wala naman kayong strong opposition.
We have done. That's why I wanted it reviewed, because we have missed something that
Okay.
impliedly, since it's their practice, it has been practiced that the CIDG could have some power to issue subpoena.
Kasi yung lumang CIS, during the PCINP days, talaga may subpoena power
Meron
yung
po.
CIS commanding general or commanding officer.
Tapos it was expressly taken out. So ang interpretation is that since it was taken out, then your subpoena powers will be taken out also.
Yes, of course. Kaya lang baka na-overlook do sa nung kinraft yung 6975. Baka nakalimutan kasi iba na yung pangalan. Nawala yung CIS. Baka hindi lang na-include.
Pwede
Anyway,
pwede, I'm sorry.
yeah. Sige.
Pwede po talagang, that's why I have it reviewed. But next week we'll will be coming out with a definitive opinion on this matter.
Kasi yung mandate nila, yung functions nila, hindi naman nagbago eh. Nawala lang yung subpoena power, yung authority to issue subpoena.
Mr. Chair, if may I add, Mr. Chair. The RA 6975, Mr. Chair, is for the reorganization of the Philippine National Police. It tackles mainly on the organization. So I believe the provisions on the CIS law is so different. The mandate was still there. And looking at the intent of the Congress during that time, they are after the organization, Mr. Chair, not on the functions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Lumuhod ka na lang kay Secretary Aguirre para ano. Anyway, next week sasabihin.
May sulat na pa ako.
Kaya I am inclined to rule in favor of CIDG,
Thank you.
but I would like to be based on law.
Thank you very much.